Welcome back. My name is Betsy, and I have been spending the past couple weeks on my vlog here, starting to follow my port journey. So, what is a port? Oh, it's just a device that's implanted subcutaneously under my skin that I insert a needle into with tubing that comes out, and I do IV hydration therapy with normal saline solution for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And what happens when you have a medical device? You have lots of medical waste. Supplies. And I thought it might be interesting to show you how I organize all of that. Now, contrary to the ports that you are used to hearing about with chemotherapy medicine, there is nothing different about this port, except for the fact that we access it at home, and I do not go to the infusion center to do my infusions. I actually do my infusions from the comfort of my own home. So all of my supplies for that get delivered here weekly on Fridays. And of course, I had to come up with somewhere to put all that stuff. And if you have a port and you are responsible for your own port care, you may have the same questions. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that I wanted to do when I was organizing the things in my cart was to make sure that I had access to the things that I use daily. Now, if I'm doing a full-on out dressing change, putting a new needle in my chest, etc., we roll this cart out to the kitchen table where we can spread everything out and make sure we can keep it sterile. But for everyday use, the things that I need on a non-saline day is actually a saline flush and a heparin flush. The saline flush is just to double check my line is working good, and hey, if you can get 10 more mLs of saline and you're a POTS patient, why not, right? Okay, so the first thing I have are my alcohol wipes, which my assistant Sarah is going to hand to me. And I put them in the top, and because I am trying to maximize space but also keep things in cute little containers, I use the box that my alcohol wipes come in to actually store them. So these are to clean the caps when I am using the actual flushes. When I'm just doing a normal saline flush and this is not a sterile dressing change, then all I need are the non-sterile salines. This is the sterile saline. I need the non-sterile saline.
Hand it to her. Thank you.
These are my non-sterile salines. This is a basket that came from the Dollar Tree, which is great for this sort of organization, and it perfectly fits down in the basket. I mean, it's like it was made to go there. And also my heparin flushes, which are the ones with the yellow cap. Also, in a Dollar Tree bin that fits just right in that space next to the alcohol wipes. I mean, it's so pretty. I could just... All right. The other thing I use on the daily are the green caps, and that's what these are. They cap off my line and make sure, well, actually there's a valve in here that probably keeps me from bleeding out, but that keeps it sterile and clean. And I put that in another cute, tiny little container that fits so perfectly next to my alcohol wipes. And because it is hard for me to get back from my bed to the sink, etc., I use hand sanitizer, and I keep a bottle in the top of the cart, and that makes things all handy. The rest of the things that go in here are things that I generally use for a full-on out dressing change, and that's because they fit here. You may be saying to me, hey, dressings come in your sterile kit, why you got more? Well, because the dressings that came in my sterile kit, if you've been following my channel, are the ones that broke me out for a rash for 3 weeks. It wasn't fun. We use these now. I just stashed those behind this container so they're easy to grab. And then a couple of the sterile pieces that don't come in the sterile dressing kit that I actually need to use when I am first accessing myself with a needle, and that are the sterile salines. Technically, you could get by without a sterile saline if you're doing a dressing change and a needle change, if you and one other person are doing the actual change. But it's always nice to keep things as sterile as possible. So these usually come in 2 packs from my home health agency, and I stash them right here. The other pieces that I have are my needles. Those go in front of the sterile salines. And then these are the bio patches that go directly behind my needle. This has chlorhexidine in it, and that keeps an extra sterile clean barrier around the needle, and it makes it a little more comfier to have the needle in my chest. And I put those next to my green caps. And then these are also other pieces that do not come in the sterile dressing change kit that you change once a week. And those go next to my bio patches. And last but not least, if you're new to having a port, when you deaccess it, it might bleed. So, of course, you don't just need any Band-Aid, you need super cute Band-Aids. And that completes the top shelf demonstration of my port supply demo. On to the second shelf. And now the second shelf, and this is my clickbaity way to get you to watch till the end to see how I elevate the third shelf. Okay, so the second shelf is more of the things that I use when I am either actually infusing my saline or when I'm doing a dressing change. So first things first, we've got our lovely Sharps container here. He sits in the corner and waits until it's time for a dressing change. And then if you watched my first home health delivery, you remember the wadded up gloves that were just shoved in a bag. No, I don't use these, but this container fits well in my cart. And when I need to re-dye my pink hair, I grab these. All right, the next thing I have is actually extra large sterile gloves. These are for Steven, who is the one who actually changes my port. Now, the reason we have extra large gloves that are coming outside of the sterile dressing kit is because the ones that come in the sterile dressing kit are actually a size medium. And watching Steven fit his hand in those was a lot like watching O.J. Simpson fit his hand into that leather glove. Actually, it burst. And yeah, that's not sterile. So I'll just keep these right here, and they are delightfully the width of my cart. Now you might be a little disappointed in me for the next 2 items because they don't actually have their own little container. And yes, that makes my heart sad. But who's going to the Dollar Tree in the middle of a pandemic? Not this girl. So instead, I'll grab my pack of tubing. This is what actually hooks the saline bag to the line that hangs out of my shirt. And I just put them vertically. And you'll see it's actually not that bad because that space lines up with that space. And doesn't that just make you the weest bit happy? Doesn't that just make you the best kind of happy you could? All right, he's got brain fog. Next up are the sterile dressing changes. And this has everything that I need to change the needle in it, except of course those famous extra large sterile gloves and the dressing that I don't use in this that actually breaks me out to high heaven. But it also fits nicely in the little spot right here. So maybe I don't need a container. No, that's not right. You always need more containers. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, the third tier. Is she going to elevate it? Well, no, because all I keep in here are the saline bags. It's really not that exciting. And lest you think I actually fit all of my supplies in this cart, I do have yet another container from the Dollar Tree. to hold extras. So I do have a few extra sterile dressing kits in here. This is where I store my extras that I don't use, like the medium gloves that Steven doesn't use. Extra tubing. And more saline. What are those called?
Doomsday preppers.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I'm a doomsday prepper now, because it's like, yeah, man, I don't hoard liter bags of saline. I hoard 10 mLs or cc's, or that's the same, isn't it? Anyway, the home health company gives me plenty of these should I need them, and I keep all my extras on my lovely bookshelf. Oh. I was about to say something else, but my 7-year-old daughter is in the room.
Your lovely bookshelf
My
over
lovely bookshelf
here.
of a lot of stuff that I
There's lots of good
use.
things.
And if you have made it this far, God bless you. You must need to hit that subscribe button because you were really bored tonight. Thanks for watching. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Hey guys, welcome back. Oh my, is it hard to record videos with a very active 7-year-old. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
You might not want to throw in the O.J. Simpson.
Ah, that's hilarious. Maya, I'm the glove without a sense of humor.
And my name is Steven. Yeah. 2, 1. Quiet on the set. And rolling.